Hello everybody. As the call to prayer echoes from a small mosque on the outskirts of Berlin, few realize that this sacred space was once just an old garage. Muslims have had to hide their worship, not because the law forbids it, but because of a society clouded by suspicion. This was the reality of Islam in Germany decades ago, a religion seen as foreign, even frightening. After the tragedy of September 11, 2001, Islam's image in the eyes of the West became distorted. Germany, a country long known for its values of tolerance and order, was no exception. When hundreds of thousands of Muslim refugees arrived with hopes for a better life, a part of society instead viewed them as a threat to national identity. The media often portrayed Islam through a narrow lens: terrorism, violence, extremism. The word Muslim seemed to become synonymous with trouble. Populist parties like AfD, Alternative für Deutschland, thrived on the narrative of Germany for Germans, declaring that Islam was not part of German culture. Anti-immigrant sentiments morphed into a deeply rooted wave of Islamophobia. On city streets, hijab-wearing women frequently faced judgmental stares, even outright discrimination. Some mosques were vandalized, pelted with stones, or even set on fire. The German government, while often striving for neutrality, found itself in a difficult position, torn between upholding religious freedom and calming public fear. Yet, amid the pressure, the Muslim community found strength. They did not respond to hatred with anger. They met prejudice with social service, opened mosque doors to non-Muslim neighbors, and showed Islam as a mercy, not a menace. Every day I leave my house in fear, but I also leave with the conviction that I carry a message of peace, said Sarah Aydin, a hijab-wearing teacher from Frankfurt, in an interview. I want people to know that I'm Muslim, and I'm part of Germany. That morning in the small city of Duisburg, the sound of hammers and drills pierced the silence. But this wasn't the construction of an office building or a shopping center. It was the foundation of a new mosque, the 2,802nd in Germany. A site that, just 2 decades ago, many would have considered impossible. Amid skepticism, prejudice, and a wave of Islamophobia that still hasn't fully subsided, Islam in Germany continues to grow, like a seed sprouting in hardened soil. Every year, the number of Muslims increases, not just due to immigration, but because of a faith passed on to younger generations. More surprisingly, many converts are ethnic Germans drawn to Islam through its teachings. This phenomenon is undeniable. In major cities like Berlin, Frankfurt, and Munich, even in the eastern regions once known for their coldness toward diversity, mosques now rise with pride. From sleek modern buildings with gleaming domes to old houses repurposed into places of worship, each holds its own story of struggle and perseverance. But the journey hasn't been easy. Each new mosque project often faces resistance from parts of the local population. Online petitions, street protests, and even threats have become common hurdles. When we submitted our application to build a mosque, we were met with hundreds of signatures rejecting it, said Hakan Demir, a Muslim community leader in Leipzig. But we didn't get angry. We invited them to talk, to get to know us, and to see for themselves that we're not a threat. We're neighbors. This approach has shifted many perceptions. Where mosques were once closed off, initiatives like Open Mosque Day have changed the narrative. On this day, non-Muslims are invited to visit, ask questions, engage in dialogue, and even enjoy Middle Eastern or Turkish cuisine. Many arrive with curiosity, and leave with a new understanding. The German government, though often cautious, has begun to recognize the Muslim community's role in social development. Some mosques now receive local support for educational and integration programs. Ironically, while parts of the Western world are closing doors to Islam, Germany is witnessing its quiet resurgence. This awakening hasn't come through political force or cultural pressure, but through quiet labor, resilience, and a commitment to peace. These mosques are more than just buildings. They are symbols, proof that even in a country once wary of Islam, the beauty of faith can take root and flourish. In a modest room in Hamburg, a 30-year-old German man bows his head and quietly recites the Shahada, the Islamic declaration of faith, with a voice soft but full of conviction. His name is Lukas Meyer. Once an atheist, he is now a Muslim. And he is far from alone. Lukas is one of thousands of Germans who choose to embrace Islam each year. This phenomenon can no longer be dismissed as rare or coincidental. Every year, an estimated 4,000 to 5,000 Germans convert to Islam. They come from all walks of life: students, young professionals, academics, even former clergy. What they discover in Islam is not just ritual, but peace, meaning, and a sense of direction. I wasn't looking for a new religion. I was looking for answers, Lucas said in an interview. And I found them in Islam. Its simplicity, its depth, and the direct connection to God without intermediaries, that's what moved me. Yet becoming a Muslim in Germany doesn't come without challenges. Many converts face rejection from family, distance from friends, even the loss of jobs. But it is precisely in the face of these struggles that they find solace in a warm and inclusive Muslim community. The mosque becomes more than just a place of worship, it becomes a second home, a space of belonging and compassion. Beyond this, a new generation of young Muslims, both children of immigrants and converts, are emerging as a vibrant force. They are active, intelligent, and articulate. They not only preserve their Islamic identity but also help shape a new, more inclusive Germany. On university campuses, they excel as top students. In parliament, Muslim names are beginning to appear among the ranks of legislators. In the arts, media, and digital startups, young Muslims are driving progressive and peaceful change. One such young leader, Amina Ozkan, a lawyer and human rights activist, once said in a speech, "We are not disruptors of civilization. We are part of a new civilization. The Germany we love is one that believes in every citizen's right to be fully themselves." This marks a new chapter in the story of Islam in Germany. It's not just about growing numbers, it's about evolving quality. These Muslims don't merely seek acceptance, they seek to contribute, to build, and to be a vital part of the nation's future. And perhaps this is where Islam's true strength lies, not in conquering through power, but in winning hearts through truth, sincerity, and love. In the heart of Berlin, a mosque stands majestically with a futuristic design, surrounded by open gardens, a library, and a community center. Inside, children are learning to read the Quran in soft voices, while outside, a group of non-Muslim citizens attends an interfaith discussion on the theme Islam and World Peace. This is not a fictional scene. It is the new face of Germany. Islam in Germany has come a long way. From times filled with suspicion, prejudice, and pressure, it now stands as a constructive social force. Mosques are no longer closed spaces, but places of meeting. Muslims are no longer immigrants questioned about their loyalty, but citizens actively contributing to public life. Social programs run by the Muslim community, from free food assistance, healthcare services for the homeless, to fundraising for disaster victims, have opened many eyes. Islamic values of compassion, justice, and brotherhood are proven in action. Local governments have begun to involve mosques and Islamic organizations in city planning and cultural activities. Some schools have even incorporated Islamic religious education into their official curriculum, led by qualified Muslim teachers. Most importantly, Muslim voices are now present in national discussions, not to demand special treatment, but to affirm that they are part of Germany's larger story. Not just part of the surviving minority, but part of shaping the future. Although challenges are not entirely gone, with remnants of Islamophobia still lurking in the corners of media and public opinion, the direction of change is clear. Islam has not grown through force or political power. It has grown because of the sincerity of its teachings, the beauty of its morals, and the strength of its followers who respond to hatred with gentleness and to prejudice with service. A young Muslim once said, "We are not building Islamization of Europe. We are showing that Islam can live peacefully anywhere, as long as its values are practiced sincerely." And so, in a land once cold toward Islam, light begins to shine. Not a blinding light, but one that warms, guides, and unites. Islam in Germany has not merely survived. It has grown. It has blossomed. And now, it stands as one of the pillars of a society that is more just, more open, and more humane.